According to Luke, 3 days after Jesus was crucified, 2 of his disciples were walking down the road to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. And they were talking about all these things that as they were talking, Jesus came and went with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And then he said, "What are you talking about while you walk along?" They stood still, looking sad. Then one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answered Jesus, saying, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened here in these days?" And Jesus replied, "What things?" "The things about Jesus of Nazareth, a prophet mighty in word and deed before God and all the people, and about how our chief priests and leaders handed him over to be condemned and crucified him. But we had hoped that he would be the one to redeem Israel. And besides all this, it's been 3 days since this has taken place. Moreover, some of our women astounded us. They went to the tomb early this morning, and they came back and said he wasn't there, and they'd seen a vision of angels who said he's alive." So some of our companions went to the tomb, and they found it as the women had said, but they did not see him. Then Jesus responded, How foolish you are, and how slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have declared. Was it not necessary for the Messiah to suffer these things and then enter into his glory? And then beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them the things about himself in all the scriptures. Now as they came close to the village which they were going, Jesus walked ahead as if he were going on, but they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, for it's nearly evening and the day is almost over." So he went in and stayed with them. Now when they were at the table, Jesus took bread and he blessed it. And he broke it. And he gave it to them. And their eyes were open. And they recognized him. And he vanished. They said to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us when he was opening the scriptures to us on the road?" In that same hour, they got up and they returned to Jerusalem, and they found the 11 and their companions gathered there. And they were saying, "The Lord has risen indeed and has appeared to Simon." And then they told what had happened on the road and how Jesus had been made known to them in the breaking of the bread. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, I think in this story of the road to Emmaus, the model that Jesus gives us is one of being present in the moment. So first we see Jesus coming down, not in splendor and fanfare, but on the road with these 2 disciples, just listening to what they have to say. And then we also see in this model, after listening, Jesus then responds. Jesus hears their story and then tells his own story, his story through the scriptures. And this story counters and sort of pushes back a little on the disciples' story, so that through this moment of story sharing, transformation takes place. And so I think we receive the model of story sharing and presence through honest, open storytelling to be transformed to what and who is right in front of us. My name is Jamie Hoffmeister. I'll be a senior at Davidson College this coming year, and I'm here at Church of the Pilgrims as a ministry fellow, as an intern working with the church and the pilgrimage in a process of discernment for people who are thinking about, or who other people think should be thinking about seminary in the future.